Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about the War Within and I will rank all the different tier sets that we will get in Season 1. So we finally have all the final versions of all these different sets and I think it is now time to review and rank all of them. So let's start with the first set on our list and this is Death Knight. So Death Knight has a pretty interesting set for this tier. I know that a lot of you are not a big fan of it simply because there are all these different weird spikes that look a little bit like candles on top of the helm and the shoulders. I personally think this set has some potential, especially I really like this version right here. And of course the first version, I think the helmet is really cool. But I do agree that these different spikes right here are a little bit odd. And so while I do think this is a pretty good set, I'm still gonna put it only as a B tier simply because I do think there's a lot of things that could have done better. Then after that, we're gonna have Demon Hunter. So Demon Hunter is another set that I know some of you were not a big fan of, and personally I actually think this set is really cool. So as you can see, this is definitely inspired by Diablo and I really like the colors on all the different variations of this set, especially this one. But I do think in general that this is a pretty strong set. The only thing I wish they did was also add some of the different effects on the legs, because as you can see, these ones don't really have anything, when the shoulders and the helm will have all these different glowing effects on them. So I think, again, it could have been even better, but in my opinion, this is a pretty cool set, and especially for Demon Hunters, this is pretty different than what we are used to get. So for this reason, I'm going to put this one as a solid A. Then after that, we have Druids. So the Druid set for this first season of the War Within is interesting, but in my opinion, this is not my favorite one. As you can see, this is a pretty nice and well put together set with the head here, which is kind of a lynx head, which I think is pretty nice. Then after that, you have all the different colors, but again, the colors are not all very vibrant. For instance, this type of colors right here are a little bit boring. And overall, I think this set could have been done better. There are some strong pieces in this set. I really like the belt, for instance. I really like the shoulders. But then, again, this is a set that looks like a lot of other sets that we already got in the game. And also, it does look a little bit like a Shaman set, in my opinion. So this is pretty okay. This is not my favorite one overall, but this is not a bad set. So for this reason, I will put it as a B and just before the Death Knight. After Druid, we have the new Evoker set. And so here we're really talking about some of the best sets that we will be able to get during this first season of the War Within. So first we have this color right here. Then we have the orange/yellow one. Then we have this blue one that is really nice. Then we have the green one, not my favorite one out of all of them. Then we have the red one, which I think looks absolutely incredible. I believe this one will be probably the elite version for PvP. And then finally, we have this yellow version right here. So this set is honestly perfect. I think this is really good. I love the helm, I love the shoulders, I love all the rest of the pieces. The only thing that is a little bit sad about this set is the fact that evokers cannot really show all of that on them when they're in their drag tier form. And so I feel like maybe some of them will be a little bit wasted if other classes cannot have them as well. But overall, this is a really incredible set. And what I love about this version is that all the different colors are very vibrant and really cool. So this one is definitely gonna get a S tier, and this is, in my opinion, one of the best that we will be getting in the War Within. So after that, let's move on to Hunters. So Hunters, this is not the best. As you can see, this is a set that, at least in my opinion, we've already seen so many times. It reminds me of Warlock Trainer, it reminds me of a lot of other sets, and overall, this is not a very exciting set. So the purple version is probably the most interesting one, and again, there are maybe a few interesting items from the set, but the whole thing together is not so good. So then after the purple one, we have this green one right here. Then we have the blue one right here. Then after that, we also have a yellow one, but again, as you can see, really the colors are not vibrant, and this set is honestly very, very boring. And then we have the red one, and even the red one is not that cool. So really, in my opinion, again, these are not so good, and I forgot the green one right here, but this is not really going to change much. And also, I don't understand why we're getting two greens when honestly they look very similar. But anyway, so for me, this set is really not good, and I'm going to put it as a D, simply because this is something that I feel we've already got a lot in the game and nothing really new here. After that, we have the Mage set. So the Mage set is already way better. This set really screams Mage, it really screams Dalaran, and I really like it. It reminds me a lot of the different sets that you were able to get back in Wrath of the Lich King, especially the one from Ulduar for mages, but this is a better version and something that is still very different. So we have first this black and red version right here, then we have the purple and blue, then we have the full on blue version, which is also nice. Then we have this one, which is maybe a little bit boring. Again, not really using any vibrant colors right here. Then we have this one, which I think is really, really nice. And I believe it will be the elite PvP set for mages. And finally, we have this over version, which really looks like some of the sets from Ulduar that I really like. So overall, I really think this Mage set is super good, and for this reason, I will rank it as an A. And for me, this is one of the best that we will get in the War Within. So after Mages, we have the Monk set. And here, I know that this one has also been a little bit controversial. A lot of people are not a big fan of this set, and at first, I did agree with a lot of the different critics about the set. But now I'm actually really liking this set, especially this version right here. When it comes to, let's say, just the aesthetic of Mr. Pandaria, of monks in general, I think this set answers most of the things that players could ask for. And I really like the fact that all the colors are really nice. I really like, for instance, the shoulders. I really like the helmet. I really like all the other parts of the set. And overall, I think this is a very unique and very, very nice set. I can see why it's not for everyone, but in my opinion, for instance, this set right here is absolutely incredible. And so this is something that honestly at first I was not a big fan of, but now I actually really, really like this set and I do think there's a lot of potential with it. So for me, the Monk set is really good and I'm going to put it just here as another A tier set. Now let's talk about Paladins, and this is another set that has been very controversial. So as you can see, this set is pretty nice, and overall I would say there's a lot of very strong pieces, but the main issue that many people have with this set, myself included, are of course the wings. For some reason, Blizzard decided to add some wings on this set, but to make them very, very tiny, weirdly shaped, and just very weird in general. These wings don't scream power, they don't scream super strong character, they're just here, they're very small, and they're not really good. And sadly, this is the main thing that you see when you see this set, and so for this reason, a lot of people are not really happy with this set, myself included. So here also another issue that I have is the fact that most of the colors are pretty boring and very pale. So as you can see, we have this first version right here, then we have the purple version, then we have the blue one, we also have this over blue one, then we have the orange slash red one, and finally we have this green one. And I don't know if you see, but for me, these different colors are all very, very like lame. They're not vibrant. For instance, if you compare these different colors with the Evoker set, you can really see the difference. As you can see here, you can really tell there's a lot of colors and these are vibrant. The ones for the Paladin sets are, in my opinion, very, very boring. So again, I think this is a shame because this set could have been really nice if the colors were a little bit more intense, a little bit more vibrant, and also if the wings were way, way bigger and way more powerful. But sadly, as it is, this is not my favorite set. So for this reason, I will put Paladin as a C tier. Then after that, we're gonna have the preset. So here the preset I think is pretty nice. First, we have of course the most interesting variant of this new set, and this is the purple slash voidish one. So this one I believe will be the mythic version of the set. And as you can see, it looks really, really cool. So you have these different wings on the shoulders. You have all these different things on the helm, on the belt, and also on the gloves. And overall, I think this is a very unique and really cool set. The only critique that I have for this set is the fact that other than this Voidish version, all the other ones are pretty boring. So they're nice, and as you can see, for instance, this one is really cool. But what I mean by that is that all the different crystals or glowing effects on the shoulders, belt, gloves, and helm are always yellow or white. And so in that sense, I'm a little bit disappointed because I do think Blizzard could have done way more with this set. So for me, there's a lot of potential with it, but as you can see, all the other sets from this tier set are very similar to each other. And so for this reason, again, I'm not as excited as I should be with it. So this is still a very, very nice set, don't get me wrong, but it's just that I would have wished to get maybe a few more interesting colors and a few more interesting combination, because here we really only have this one that is super unique and all the other ones look like they're from the same factory, and in that sense I'm a little bit disappointed. So this is still a very good set and I will still put it here as maybe low A tier, but I think sadly they could have done a better job with it. Now there is the Rogue set. So the Rogue set is another really nice one, and here the colors are a little bit more interesting. So first we have also the Void version right here, and as you can see, I really like this one. For instance, I really like the glowing effect on the mask and also on the rest of the set. And overall, I think this looks super cool. Then we have this other green version. This one is not my favorite, but still this is a pretty interesting one. Then we have this one right here, another blue version. So quite a lot of blues, but the ones after that are a little bit better. So after the blue, we have the yellow, which I think is probably my favorite one. I think this yellow and metal silver color is really cool and very unique. And then we also have the red one, which again, I think looks super nice. So here again, I think the colors are a little bit better, and I forgot the purple right here. And overall, I think the set looks really cool. So in my opinion, this is a really cool set, and I think people were also very happy with it. So this is gonna be probably something around here and another 8 here that I really like. Now, after that, we have another set that this time is not as good, and this is the Shaman set. So this Shaman set is honestly not good in my opinion. It looks like it's straight out of Warriors of Draenor. As you can see, the texture on the set is not good. This little helm with the water is very goofy and doesn't look good at all. And overall, it looks like the mythic set that you would get from the Blackrock Foundry for Shamans. And so for some reasons, this is something that Blizzard still decided to include in the game. And in my opinion, it looks really bad. So first we have this version right here, which is honestly pretty boring. Then we have the bluer version, let's just say. Then we have, I think for this one, we're going to have a lot of blue versions, as you can see. Then we have this grayish or maybe like greenish version of the set. And then after that, we have another green version. And finally, we have this last blue/gray version. So first of all the colors on this set are really bad. For instance, they could have tried to make it cool with maybe like a red one or orange or who knows what, but they decided to use 3 times blue or almost 4 times actually, and then green. And all of them are honestly not nice. And even after the different colors, the main issue for me is really just the main appearance, the texture, and the lack of IDs. And overall, this is a set that looks goofy and not good. So this set, in my opinion, is probably the worst that we're gonna get. I'm gonna put it as a Z, and this is really something that the person who worked on should be a little bit ashamed of. This is really bad. So after that, we have another really good set, and this time this is the Warlock set. So here, as you can see, just to again give you an idea of what a good set is supposed to look like in 2024, that's the difference between Shaman here and Warlock. So in my opinion, this set looks really nice. I already said in the past, but I really like the helm with the eye in the middle. And now with also these different arms that comes out of the shoulders, and basically they will appear as if these were wings. I think this looks super cool. This is very unique, and overall I really love this set. And even the rest of the set, as you can see, looks nice, and the texture on the set is really high res and really nice. Also, one other thing that is important to note is that each time you will have the robe version and then the pants version, which I think is super cool. So first we have this green version right here, then we have the purple one, which I think looks super nice. I mean, the colors and everything on this set is super cool. And again, I really like the fact that you will be able to use the robe or the pants in function of what you prefer. Then after that, we have the light blue version, which again, I think looks really nice as well. Even though the colors are not super vibrant, I still think this is a very nice set. So again, you have the two versions right here. Then you have the yellow version. So here the wings don't appear for some reasons, but this is another really nice set overall. And then we also have the green one. This one is probably my least favorite. I think it doesn't really look that good. But anyway, at least you will have a few more pieces that you will be able to use maybe for over transmog sets. And finally, we have the red set, which I mean is one of the best I've seen in a long time. So as you can see, this is really what you will look like when you will have this full set. And in my opinion, it looks super badass and super cool. So this is the Warlock set. And again, this is, in my opinion, a really cool set. So for me, the Warlock is also a S tier, maybe not as good as Evoker, but it's also one of the best that we will be getting in the War Within. And now, finally, we have Warriors. So Warriors, honestly, I've been very disappointed with it. Personally, I think there's, again, a lot of potential, but the execution is not so good. First of all, I think the fact that all the different colors are pretty boring is, again, something that annoys me a lot, because there was a lot of potential with it, but they only decided to make one set good, and this is this one right here. But all the rest, as you can see, is just very pale and not very vibrant, and overall not something I am super excited for. One thing that is nice about the set, in my opinion, are the shoulders and the helm. I know that a lot of people are not a big fan of it, but in my opinion, it looks pretty nice. But then the rest of the set looks just a little bit boring, and there's just nothing super exciting about it. So this version right here is the only one that really caught my eye. But then the rest, in my opinion, is not super interesting. And especially knowing how good some of the warrior sets have been in the past, this one is definitely not it. So for this reason, I will put this one as a low B, and I'm pretty disappointed with it overall. So that's my ranking. Please let me know in the comments if you're maybe on the same page or if you disagree with some of them. And of course, keep in mind, maybe a few changes will happen when the War Within will be released. But so far, normally, these are the final versions of all these new sets. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos. And in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye!